What is Artspira? That's exactly what we're going to go over today. Today, me and you are going to go through Artspira, all the different parts that you could do. So not just scan and cut, the embroidery, print moda, sublimation. We're going to go through it all today. This is the AllBrands Show. My name is Courtney Dowdett. I'll be your host today. Now, usually on our Thursday, the AllBrands shows, we are live. Today, we are not live, and I'm sorry. Well, I'm actually away, and I thought, what a great opportunity to do a pre-record show where I can show you on my screen Artspira. So we're going to go through this together. Now, the big question I start off with is, Courtney, what is Artspira? Artspira is Brothers' app. So this is an app where they've kind of made it into a hub for not only scan and cut, but for embroidery, for print moda, their fabric printer, for their sublimation printer. This is kind of the hub that all of this goes to. So when you first go on to Artspira, you'll see, oh, okay, there's embroidery designs, cutting designs, printing, sublimation, projects, education, which we'll get into. I feel like not enough people talk about that education part of it all. But there's so many different things on there. Now, just looking at right here, you're going to see Disney licensed designs. There are Disney designs that you can purchase. There are not any free Disney designs on here. You can purchase them. Now, just to start off with, you're going to see a crown icon on some of the designs and some of the magazines, or inspos that they now call them. They used to call them magazines. Now it says weekly inspo. The crown is the subscription. So the subscription unlocks tons of different features and designs and inspo. I almost said magazine again. And inspo. And you get a discount on the Disney designs. So if that's worth it for you, that's something to look into. There is a 30-day free trial that you can sign up for to see, hey, does the subscription make sense for me? And I think there is a year one as well that you can subscribe or add on to. Alrighty, so let's start off. The weekly inspo is they used to call it a magazine, is something that comes out once a month if you don't have the subscription. If you have the regular version, then you get a once a month inspo. So let's click on this one. As filming this right now, this is the one that is the free one. So you've got a monthly collection, and again, these are embroidery, cutting, printing, sublimation. You can get this design for any of those functions. So if we scroll down, they're going to give you projects for this round. So they'll have a little sewing machine if it's a embroidery design, or they'll have a little scan and cut if it's a scan and cut design, or print moda, same thing. The printer's next to them. So if you click into any of these, so let's do this one at the bottom, the garland. It's going to give you a picture, tell you, hey, what kind of level is this? This one happens to be a beginner one that's only 35 minutes long. How awesome is that? And then you scroll down, it's going to give you the materials that you need to collect to be able to make this project. It's going to give you instructions and step-by-step guides of how to make the project. How amazing is that? I'm a visual person, so I appreciate this. And then with some of the projects, they'll even have a video. Now, granted, they never have audio in the video, which I am an audio girl. I want to be told what to do, but we appreciate the video. How amazing is this? And then you can make this awesome finished project. So I absolutely love that. And again, sometimes they'll have a video. So let's see if we click on this one. Does she have a video? Boom, she has a video. Yes, glass holder project. And there's the material. So there's constantly new ones coming out, and none of these delete out. So I could go back and actually hit see all and pull up any past ones that I wanted to. Oh, fun, look at the dog. That's cute. But if you notice, some of them have that little crown on them again. That is part of the subscription. So you only can get that if you have the subscription. All of those are on there. Oh, the plant one's fun. That's kind of neat. So there's so many things on there, tons of projects. If you're familiar with Brother Canvas, same kind of concept, that all the different projects and they don't delete off. And you can search. So say I want Father's Day. I could search up here at the top and go to Father's Day, because we just had Father's Day, hit search, and any Father's Day projects are going to pop up. So these are all embroidery designs, but there's some scan and cut ones in there as well. Like, how cute is the little Father's Day card? Adorable. There we go. I'm going to hit cancel on that one. But I could filter it if I wanted to filter and hit, okay, I only want ones that fit a certain frame if I'm doing embroidery, or a certain thread color, or data type. So if I only want some that are embroidery projects or only scan and cut projects or print moda projects, then I have that option to do any of those. So fantastic. All right, so those are the inspos. I keep wanting to say magazines, it's driving me insane. But of course, here's a whole bunch that are free embroidery designs. So that's the thing. I think a lot of people just assume that Artspira is just scan and cut, or it's just promote, or just sublimation, or just embroidery. It's all of them. So you can get free embroidery designs. If you have a wireless brother embroidery machine, you can come on Artspira and get some free embroidery designs. If you have a scan and cut, you can come get some free designs. Print modas, sublimation, all of those, you can come get some free designs. Again, there is a subscription if you want it, but you don't have to. If you don't want to, you can still absolutely use Artspira. So we were looking at these. I'm just going to show off. So here are some designs. They have them really nicely laid out. So if I want a bird design, I could of course hit search, but I could come through here and get any of these. There's one section just for ducks. Really, guys? That's awesome. There's a lot of ducks. But any of those on there, you could do that. Here are some new paid embroidery designs. Here are some cutting designs that are free. Here's some paid ones. So I love how they have it linked out. So, oh my goodness, look at Baymax. I die. But how adorable is that? So you've got so many different ones that you can. Look at all those Disney ones. That is so cool. So you have those popular projects that they've come out with. So you could scroll like this. I never really scroll like this. Sometimes I'll look to be like, oh, okay, what's new? And I'll scroll. Most of the time, I'm just going to hit search or comb through. So let's go ahead and let's select here at the top. What are these buttons at the top? So I'm going to select the first one, education. I don't think people realize how much education is on here. So if you want educating on print moda, here you go. Here's the basics. And there's videos that you can watch to do any of these fabric treatments. How neat is that? So you have that. You could get to know your machine. Select that. And here's some information. How-tos. Here you go. And they're constantly adding more. So embroidery, basics. There we go. Love that. How-to. If you have the sketch, however you say that machine, there you go. Some information about that. Cutting. So scan and cut. Basics. Here you go. There's some information for you. There's so much information. Love that. There we go. How-tos. So they're constantly adding more. Artspira itself. Here goes some basics for Artspira. Oh, AR preview. We'll have to play with that. Love AR preview. Color shuffling. Oh, there's so much good stuff. Sublimation. So there's education is the first icon. Also, you can come over here and swipe to the side and you can hit the education here too. So there's multiple places, up top or down there. All right, and then we've got our notifications right here, which are, hey, there's new versions of Artspira because they're always updating it, making it awesome. And they just added some new features, and I'm so excited. They're so good. That's the great thing, is that they're constantly adding more. But if you already have the subscription, they're not asking you for money. Or if you already have the free version, well, they're not asking you for more money. They're just adding more onto what they've already given you, which I think is really awesome. So it's not like hey, you have to pay $10 or $5 or whatever more to get these additional features. It's like, hey, we've added some new stuff to the free version and we've added some new stuff to the paid version. So whichever you prefer. I think that's awesome. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. This little one right here, so the little box with a heart is your favorites. Because hey, once you scroll through a ton and you're looking at all these amazing things and you're like, I've been scrolling for a while, I'm going to forget where in the world I was scrolling, then you can go ahead and put a heart and it will section it out by embroidery, cutting designs, sublimation, printing, projects. Oh, the project one. I've been doing this. So I'm already pre-planning for my niece's first birthday. The child was just born the other day. But I love this project, the first year banner. And we can take pictures. My sister's always taking pictures of her every single month. And then boom, I can make this banner, already have it ready. We just drop the photos into it. Fantastic. So love that favorites feature. All right, the next icon is actually very important. So this little icon, you'll see it is sewing machine or embroidery machine and a scan and cut. This is where you actually go to set up your machine. So what you need to do is you actually need to select. So if I wanted to a printing machine, I would come here. Now, you need to make sure whatever device that you're using, so say right now I'm using my tablet or my phone, I need to make sure that they are also connected to the same Wi-Fi that whatever my other device is. So say my print moda needs to be connected to the same Wi-Fi that my device that I'm using, so my phone or my tablet, is using. And then that way they can see each other. So when I hit connect, it's going to search for any device nearby, and then I can select that one and register it to my account. So once you do that, then you're able to send things over just wirelessly through the cloud. So I need to make sure my cutting machine, my scan and cut, my embroidery machine, my print moda, all of them are connected, so I can just send back and forth. And once you have them connected, it's so easy to be able to send things because it's already connected. It takes 2 seconds. All right, so I'm going to hit done. So that's where you go to connect them. So honestly, the first thing I always recommend to do when you get into the app, one, you all want to look at the designs, let's be honest, but make sure you're setting up and connecting your machines. All you have to do again is just hit that connect button, and then it's going to search for the nearby one. And then you select that one and then save it to your account. That's all you have to do. Fantastic. All right, so those are all the icons at the top. Look at that. We're only a few minutes in, and you're already a pro of all those things. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what's at the bottom. So we have our home button, so no matter what screen you are, no place like home. You could hit home to come back. You can also go to your gallery. The gallery is tons of different things that people have made, so their own photos, which I think is really, really, really cool. All right, and if I'm following anyone, their stuff would pull up here. Alrighty, and I can hit new down here, so that plus sign, and then it's going to go into all the amazing features. Now, if you notice right now, I happen to be on printing, but I could go back to embroidery, cutting, printing. So all of those. And you know, some of them do have the crown on them, some of them don't, but, I mean, most of them don't. Just a few of them have the crown, but most of them don't. So, the crown up at the top, Artspira AI, is actually really, really cool. And I've done a separate video on that as well, but I don't mind going through it again if you really want. So you can actually take one of your own photos and bring it in, and then you have all these different options that you can do with them. So black and white, silhouette if you just want the outside of it. If pop is the one that they call that one, which looks like a cartoon. Simple, crayon, watercolor, manga, I can never say that correctly. Tell me in the comments, is it manga or manga? I think it's manga. So all the different ones, create with your Artspira AI project. Now when I tell you that is some fun things to do, is to go in here and do the photos. We were having way too much fun at this at Houston Quilt Festival, just making all the different ones, and it was a blast. So let's say I wanted to do crayon. Okay. Now, different image tips. It loves a human, dog, cat. Cats and dogs are recognized in different breeds. All right, recommended. Here we go. Select a large image with minimal shadows where the subject is clearly visible. Not recommended would be things that are blurry, hard to see. I mean, we want a decent quality photo. Alrighty, so you can also tell it, hey, don't show me this again. So let's choose a photo. So I'm going to come to my camera roll right here, and I've got tons of photos in here. This one of my son, so just a simple photo. Let's do this one. Oh, this cutie right here. Now I went ahead and I kind of zoomed in with my fingers just to kind of make him the actual aspect of it, but you can crop it in any kind of way you want. And I'm going to go ahead and hit convert at the top. Say okay. And it's going to go ahead and transform it for me. Now, it does take a few little seconds. I mean, honestly, it's taking a photo and making it into something else, which is kind of amazing. So it is going to take a little bit, but that is okay. Usually I just put my phone down and go do something else for a little bit and just let it go ahead and transform. Now, since I don't have the subscription on this one right here, that is okay, but so it puts sample over it, and it added a couple of orange juice to the back, which is kind of funny. But it did just make a sample for it because my subscription is not turned on right now. I know I need to turn it back on. So how adorable. So I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. And let's try a different one. Let's say, oh, this really cool one, the watercolor one. Let's take that same photo. So that way we can see it in multiple different ways. All right, hit convert. Okay. Here it is. It's going to convert it over. So even if you don't have the subscription, you guys can still try it out, and it's really fun. You just wouldn't be able to use it to print or embroider or anything like that, or use it in scan and cut. So here it goes, here it goes. All right. And it's going to say sample again. How cute is he? All right, let's do pop. Camera. So same photo so we can keep seeing this, you know, how the different ones are. Let's convert that one. Honestly, it's just fun to go through them all and see what they look like. It's just such a fun little thing. But if you notice, some of them can be used as embroidery. Some of them can be used in scan and cut. And they'll have the little icon next to them depending on what they can do with the different ones. Okay, let's see. And, oh, how funny. Why did I give him a duck? He's holding a duck. That is really funny. I did the black and white. There we go. Oh, and I didn't crop it, so it's going to do the whole thing. It's going to think it's a duck again, I'm betting. All right, there's that one. So very, very fun. I actually want to try one more. One with a different photo, just so we can see. Let's see. Oh, this one's a fun one. It's got a pretty busy background, but it is very cute. Let's convert that one and see what it comes out to. Oh, how fun is that one? All right, so I'm done playing with these, but they're fun to play with. So that's AI, and again, you can use them for different things. So some of them have the scan and cut, some of them have embroidery, some of them are just print motifs. Now, the embroidery side of it, there's design editor, so we could select that, and that you can actually come in and make your own design if you wanted to. You could put any of theirs in there if you wanted. So let's say we wanted to bring any of these in and then kind of put them on top of each other. So if I wanted this little chicken right here, I could put him on there, hit done. Then I could come add text to him. Hello. There we go. And I could layer on top of him and create anything I want. And then if I wanted to, I could even I could import one if I wanted to import something, an external file. I don't have anything to import, but if I wanted to do that, or go to my creations that I have saved in here before, I could do that. Or I could even select AR here at the top if I wanted to look and see my image. Or if I wanted to see my design on some fabric. So I have some white fabric here I'm going to select, and then I could test it on this fabric and see what it's going to look like. So if I wanted to have it on a pocket or something like that, I can kind of detect how big it would be and everything like that and realize, okay, do I like this design? Do I want to put it somewhere else? I love that. And you can do this with scan and cut designs, embroidery designs, anything. You can use this AR feature to be able to view it. So I'm going to hit done. Keep it. So if I hit done here at the top, I could save it. I'm not going to save this one, but I could save it if I wanted to, and then I could send it over to my embroidery machine. So that's why registering your machines is very important. So I have my embroidery machine here. I could select what embroidery machine I wanted to go to because I have multiple selected. And then I could just hit transfer, and it's wirelessly going to send it over to my embroidery machine so I can actually stitch out my design. So I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. Cancel, discard. So that's design editor. Let's go to drawing tools, embroidery. This is pretty cool. So you could actually draw something and have it turn into stitches and then send that over to your machine. So that's pretty cool. And again, these are all free things that you can do in Artspira. So there are, again, subscription things, but you don't have to. They're amazing. So I could come in here and grab any of these shapes or anything if I want the beach. So I want my turtle friend right here. Let me delete all this off real fast because the photo thing's actually really cool. All right, so I'm going to hit the photo and say I wanted to bring in this photo of my son. Cutie that he is. Okay, now what I could do is actually let's see, boop, boop, make it a little bit bigger. All right, I'm going to hit done. Okay, I could actually come now and draw around him. And you see how it's got that weird little like zoom in tool? So I could come around. Oop, oop, I did a terrible job right there. But what I'm doing is I'm making a stitch. These are going to be stitches. So I could come around and actually do an outline of him and keep going. So say I wanted to go here. Boop, boop, boop. I'm doing a terrible job. Usually I'm on my tablet with my pen. It makes it a lot easier. So say I wanted to do that. And then I could go in where his little eyes are. So I could zoom in on his little eyes and then go around them. There we go. So I'm going to zoom in. I go around his little eyes like this. Get all the different little layers. That. Go around here. Ooh. Yeah. I'm doing a terrible job, but you get the idea. So I could do that and actually have the little outline of him if I wanted to custom make a little outline of him. So that's just a running stitch. You could do a stitch like this, which is a chunkier stitch. So more of a satin stitch. You can have fills, lines, you can change the colors, everything like that on there. So those are different designs. Come here. You can use the smooth it tool if you want to use that. Make it a little easier. But I could actually decrease this to say I don't want it so dark so I can see what in the world I'm doing. And I could do that. And this is all free on Artspira. How cool is that? And then you just send it over to your machine. I'm not going to save this, but you could send it over to your machine and then actually stitch it out. Like, so neat. And I've seen a lot of people make businesses out of outlining people, or like people's pets, outlining their pets and then sending that over and embroidering that on sweatshirts and stuff and making money off of that. So that's pretty cool. And this is a free way you could do that without any software needed. All right, so that was drawing tools to embroidery. Image to embroidery is actually taking one of your images. So create an image design with simple images from your device. So this is part of the subscription. And so I don't know how far it's going to let me go, but I'm going to bring in the same photo, import. There we go. Now I could use Artspira AI if I wanted to again, which I don't want to do that. Or I could just do digitizing. So let's preview just digitizing. Now you can change the colors, so number of colors up to 10, or you can go lower or higher, whatever you want, and remove the background. I should have removed the background, didn't think of that. And there's the embroidery. So again, I could up the colors, hit preview. I feel like it's more detailed when you up the colors, so suggestion, up your colors. There we go. How cool is that? That's so neat. Now these are just select, color options that you could do, but you could, of course, choose whatever colors you want. I should have removed the background. I feel like the background looks weird. I should remove it. But isn't it cool? You have all of these things at your disposal to be able to use. It's so great. So I love playing with the different options. Like there's cross, that's so cool. Like that's him. That is so cool. So the cross stitch one, it actually makes it into a cute little cross stitch. You can make it a single, double, or triple cross stitch, whatever you prefer. I'm going to do a single. Let's just see what it looks like. Again, half of the fun is just selecting different pictures and doing different fun things with it. It's awesome. I absolutely love it. This is where I geek out and get to have a lot of fun. Look at the cross stitch of him. So cool. All right, so that's a really, really neat one you can play with. So again, that is image to embroidery. Sublimation to embroidery is brand new. It just came out. So sublimation to embroidery. If you've ever used sublimation before, you always have to sublimate on something that is sublimation ready. So something that is polyester usually is okay to use for sublimation. There are things that are made especially for it. But if you wanted to embroider on a cotton item, so say a cotton hoodie like they're showing here, you couldn't do that. The ink won't actually go in there. So the ink turns into a gas form and actually seeps into the material. That's why we need it to be sublimation okay. Because of like what print molded, that's just inkjet ink that's being laid onto it, where sublimation is a gas form. So what they did, which is really cool in my opinion, is they actually, so you put in design. Now there are ones that they give you for free. So these right here, they'll give you for free that you can use on with your sublimation machine. So you could take any of these. So I actually had done this one. It was so cute. And so what you do is you embroider it. So you can hit create and then send it over to your machine. And look, it took the outline stitch of it. You see that? So step one right here, embroidery, step one. They give you the outline of the image. So you embroider that onto whatever item you want. So a cotton hoodie, doesn't matter. Didn't have to be a polyester one like we used to have to do with sublimation. It could be a cotton one. You embroider your design on it. They give you this fill one, because then step two is you're going to print on your sublimation printer, and then you're going to take it over and lay it on top of this embroidered polyester thread. There's where the polyester comes into. And then of course it will sublimate onto the polyester thread because sublimation likes polyester, and then it works and it's perfect. And then you don't even have to worry about the fact that the material of the sweatshirt is cotton, because the sublimation's not touching it, because it's touching that polyester thread. How cool is that? I love this. So this is the how-to guide. So what they tell you is to cut the transfer along the printed edge, and then you have it ready. There we go. Lay it on those stitches, heat it up, and then boom, you take it off and it works beautifully. So absolutely love that. That is such a cool thing that they've now provided. So again, all of these are free. So if you have this Brother sublimation printer and you have a Brother wireless embroidery machine, you can totally do this. But if you wanted to create your images on your own, you can actually, let's hit, do not show me this again. I do not need your tips. Choose a photo, and then you can choose your own photo from your camera roll. I would say this one of my son.
then it would automatically select the outside of him. Convert, hit OK. It's going to take the outline of him. How amazing is that? And be able to make that into stitches, and then that way I can come and get the sublimation part of it. So it'll break both of them down for me. So not only just his outline, there you go, that I can put that down there in stitches, and then I can sublimate him. It's going to be great. So again, I don't have the subscription right now. I know, brother, turn it back on. But I don't have right now. But like, how amazing is that? So that's sublimation to embroidery. So I know that it doesn't show the little crown icon, because you can do these that they gave you for free. If you want to do your own, you have to have a subscription. All right, there we go. So we've done everything embroidery. We've gone through everything in embroidery. This video is going to be so long. I'm so sorry. All right, let's go through cutting. Cutting design editor is kind of like how embroidery. So you can bring in a design if you wanted to bring in some basic shape. So if we wanted to like bring in a design, we could do that. We wanted to add text. Now they have more designs than this. That's just a super basic one. There's tons. Seasonal ones, different things. They have them all broken out. It's like, here's the Christmas ones. So you can bring in a number of things. It does not just have to be a simple shape. There are tons of different things on here. And again, that's why I love that you can heart things, because it's so much easier to find them. If you're scrolling, then I could just easily find something. So let's say, ooh, that's a fun little combo. Love that. Again, text, import your own, anything like that. You can select if you're on a 12 by 12 mat or 12 by 24, rotate it, show the grid, grid spacing, all that good stuff. The AR feature, or AR, I keep saying that word, AR feature again, that you can show it on something if you want to test if you like the design, and then send it over to your machine again. So super cool, and they lay it on a mat. It's great. So I love that. So let's hit discard. All right, the drawing tools for cutting. So it's same like the embroidery, but instead of it turning it into an embroidery design, it's turning it into a cut file for you. So that's awesome. And again, you could use your own photo and trace around them if you wanted to do that. All right, I'm gonna hit cancel, discard. Line art tracing. Line art tracing is really cool because again, it's gonna go find the design. So let's do the one of me. Okay. There we go. Import. Okay, now it's saying, hey, do you want the outer edge or do you want the inner and outer? That's okay. I'm going to up the colors a lot. Hit preview. All right, I'm going to do it by color. Now, I didn't do it by color, and it only selected the outer part. So I'm going to do it by color because this is a super detailed image. Whoa, how amazing is that? That is so cool. Okay, that's amazing. Love that. I only did 2 colors. I should have done more. But how cool is that? Oh my gosh, that is so neat. All right, love that. I'm going to hit cancel. Now I could trace, I could size it, I could do whatever I want. That is so cool. Okay, love that. Let's go ahead and let's move on. So line tracing, again, is a free part of it. All right, printing. I know I'm muscling through these things. We are going to know us some Artspira by the end of this, I swear. All right, so design editor. Now you have sublimation at the top. So fabric printer, which is print moda, and then you could rotate it, all that. So I'm going to do for fabric roll, print moda. Now you could do a custom size, and I've done so many videos on print moda. So guys, seriously, check out those videos. There's so much information in them. So you've got your width, your height, and you can tell it a custom one. If you want a custom width and height, you could absolutely do that. You can do so many yards of this. It's insane. So if I wanted to change the unit and make it into yards and then come back and say, hey, actually, I want you to do 2 yards. If I want a bunch of it, there we go. I could say I wanted that and then hit create, and it would give me 2 yards that I could go ahead and create something on if I wanted to. So I could make any color I want to. Patterns, there's tons of patterns built in, guys. There's so much built into the machine. It's a little insane. And the internet's just like uploading more of them. Again, that's why I love being able to save my own. So I could just go to my patterns and select those. If I wanted one of me, then I could actually print me out if I wanted to. Now again, I have 2 yards. So the picture is of course not that large, but I could actually make it smaller. So let's hit OK. Let's hit cancel. So usually what I do a lot of times, let me come in here again, as I'll select like a letter size if I want something small. So let's bring in our image. We wanted to bring in our own image. How cool would that? And I could print that out of fabric. My kids, if I wanted to make a memory quilt, how stinking cute would that be, right? Like adorable. And you can come in, so right here, I could come in and there we go, hit done. I could actually print him out. And how cute is that? And if you haven't seen that memory quilt I made, it was adorable. All right, I could do that. I could add text. I could do anything I want to. So I'm going to hit discard. So that's Design Editor. Again, there's so many that they have, just images that they have. I highly recommend looking into the ones that are already in Artspira. There's so many that are so great and adorable. And I've been printing out a ton of them. There's this blueberry one that's really cute. We're like, how fun is this bright, colorful one? Like, adorable. Adorable. Like, how fun and bright and fun. How many times can Courtney say fun? Of that. All right, so that's that. Let's hit discard. Font decorator. Now this is new. This is part of the subscription. I'm going to hit create. And I'm going to hit agree to terms. And what you do is you select a character. So I'm going to select a C for me. And then you select your font. So if I like that one, let's do this one. I'm going to hit done. And then I get my motif. So you can select any of their current motifs. I'm sure they're adding more. I'm a hydrangea girl. Let's do that. Let's hit done and generate. And it's actually going to create them and combine them together. This is for sublimation is what you would want to use this for. You could do this on print mode as well. All right. So it's going to actually give you a letter, but it's like created this cool looking designs. And guys, if you like one, save it because you're never going to get that one again. Look at that. Now I know it says sample all over it, but how neat is that? So let's do a different one. Let's see. Let's hit cancel, create, agree. Okay, let's do a D for my last name, and let's do this font. Okay, let's do our motif. Let's pick sunflowers this time. Hit done, generate to combine them together. And then it's going to, again, it doesn't ever show you the same one. So even if I selected that D and the sunflower again in that font, I'm not going to see the same one. So if you like one, make sure you save it because you might never see it again. All right, how cool is that? And again, if you have the subscription, it wouldn't say sample all over it. All right, so I'm going to hit cancel. Cancel. There we go. Go back. But anyways, that's really cool. That's a new feature that can be used for the printers. So either print motor or the sublimation printer. Sublimation to embroidery, which we already went for. It's in this section as well because not only do you use it for embroidery, you use it for the printing side of it. Template. Template is also new. So template is going to show you on these different items because remember sublimation likes on certain things. So these are sublimation items that you can do. So let's say if we wanted to do it to this ornament. There we go. We could hit create. And then there, look, it puts them all on there. So if you happen to have this one, if you want to make it for these items, then you can just easily go ahead and add designs to each of them. So let's say animals. So I'm going to put this bunny. I can move this bunny and shrink him down, change his size, everything like that to fit on those ornaments. So that's what you would use that for. And then I can make each of them different, change them, add letters to them wherever I want, or bring in my own images if I wanted to do that. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel, discard. So if we wanted to do it on a 11-ounce mug, see, that's where I feel like this would be helpful. I don't know about the ornaments, but I feel like going around a tumbler would be nice, or a mug or something, so you know how big to do it. So you see how it's a long rectangle? It's saying, hey, look, you're going all the way around the mug. This is how big it needs to be. So I appreciate it for that. That aspect I get. The ornament thing I don't really do, but for that aspect, I think that is a cool one. So that's what template is. Geometric pattern. And you guys, if you've ever taken a class with me, you know, I already say, I feel like they mislabeled this in my opinion. In my professional opinion, this was mislabeled. They should have called it Kaleidoscope. So let's hit letter, hit done in the size. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab a pattern. So, okay, so remember that cool tropical pattern we were looking at earlier? If I selected that, it's actually going to bring it up here and it's going to turn it into like a kaleidoscope. How cool is that? Right? It looks different than the original. So we could change it to a different one, or we could change the different piece that we wanted to highlight. So say I want this piece to be highlighted, very pinky. We could change the effect, which changes the color. And so you can't actually say, hey, I want this part to be this color, but they'll give you different options. If you hit show more, it's going to bring up even more options, show more, even more options, and on and on and on. So I like the original, but I love that it gives me that option. But size, if you hit size, that's where things get fun. I can actually touch the size and scroll it. Like, how cool is that? And really get some fun designs. So the nice thing is to say I had a piece of fabric that was in a collection and they no longer make the collection, but I want something that coordinates with it. I could take a picture of it, bring it in here to Artspira, change it up like this, and then make something really cool. Like, you cannot tell me this fabric is not amazing. This is so cool. All right, I'm going to hit cancel because hit discard because I want to do a different one. I want to do more. So let's do one of my family. So I've done this one before. So let's go to images. I'm going to go to my images. You know what? Let's do the one of me because, you know, it's just fun. So I'm going to select the picture of me, and then it's going to turn that into a kaleidoscope. So go to or I'm going to say kaleidoscope. Geometric pattern is what they call it. So it's going to turn it into a geometric pattern. And how cool is that? I know, it's awesome. Then all I'd have to hit is done. I'm not going to save. And then I just print it. I just print these out. Like, how amazing. And then I've got fabric that has that on there. So these are just some of the tools. They're constantly adding more stuff. Guys, again, those projects are in there and they save onto there. So you can go out of theirs into all the different projects here. Popular ones you can do. There is so much to do in Artspira. I always recommend, hey guys, go in there. Oh, also, if you have an Avenir, you do have embroidery designs that are bonuses just for you. There are Avenir exclusive designs that you could go ahead and go get. So tons of stuff to be able to do on here. Tons of stuff to look at. So I always recommend just go in here. Oh, I didn't even tell you about the patterns. Guys, they have built-in designs or built-in projects like graduation banners for your print moda. How cool is that? I did that one for my son when he graduated. Birthday banners. How adorable. Love that. So they've got those. They've got labels for your quilts. Quilt labels that you could just make. Oh, I love this one's probably one of my favorite ones. It's this button banner one. Oh, love that. You can put your name on it. How adorable. So there's so much you can do. I'm just scratching the surface of this. There's so much wall decor. How fun is that? There's so much you could do. So I always recommend go in there. Again, there's a free version. Click around, play around, see what's all in here, what's available for you, and see what you like. And then again, if you want to do the 30-day free trial for that subscription, do it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it is there if you want to. So the subscription for Artspira Plus, which is their subscription, is $12.99 a month. There is a free trial, or you could do $19.99 for the year, which is a 16% discount. So save 16% then monthly if you wanted to do that. So there are the options if you wanted to do those. Now, a question I know I'm going to get a lot is, Courtney, what if I don't have a Brother machine? Now, this is an exclusive thing that Brother has locked down just for them. So you can't just put a USB into whatever your device is and then bring it over to your non-Brother machine. It won't work. I'm sorry. So you would have to have a wireless Brother machine to be able to use Artspira. So it is an exclusive. They did lock it down. And I honestly don't blame them because it's really cool.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this overview of Artspira. I absolutely love using this app. It's fantastic. It's kind of like an amazing hub, like I said, of all the amazing things. Now, Artspira is free, of course, unless you do the subscription. But all the fun things you can use, like embroidery machines, wireless embroidery machines, I'll have them all linked down below, a few different ones that you can purchase on our website, allbrands.com. So if you wanted to be able to do that, or the Scan and Cut SDX 325, you can also get on our website, or Print Moda. All that will be linked down below. And again, I absolutely love using Artspira. It's one-stop shop for fun and creative things that Brother has exclusive for them. So Brother has that locked down just for them. So again, I'll link all those machines down below because we truly appreciate when you guys do purchase through us because one, we're giving you this awesome education and we hope you're enjoying, but also we are a small mom and pop, so we appreciate when you guys do support us. So thank you so much to everyone that has purchased through our website or any of our 8 retail stores. Yes, 8, which is wild. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next week with even more fun education. So I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.